Hey, Arcturus here. Today we're looking at Commander Farsight, a character model for the Tau Empire for Warhammer 40K. Commander Farsight's in an XV86 Supernova battle suit, which is a modification to the standard crisis suits. As a character in 40K, you can equip him to a standard unit of crisis suits. I prefer either the Sunforged or Fire Knife suits, as he comes equipped with a plasma rifle, so he suits well in either of those. He goes very well with the Sunforged suits, as he also has a 4-up invuln save. He's the only real Tau battlesuit model that comes equipped with an actual melee weapon. A lot of them have like stomps or battlesuit feet for melee, but he is armed with the Dawnblade, which has the standard 2 melee profiles that most swords get, which is the strike and sweep, coming in at 4 and 8 attacks respectively. He does hit in melee combat on 2s, same for ranged combat. And then you have a difference between 4 attacks or 8 and strength 10 on those 4 attacks or strength 6 on those 8 attacks. 2 AP or 1 AP, depending on strike or sweep, and a respective 3 or 1 damage. So you've got your focused melee and your horde melee. Once per round, you can target him for a stratagem or his unit for a stratagem for 0 command points. And you can do that if you've already targeted another unit with that same stratagem. So that lets you basically get 2 uses of the same stratagem per round, which is very nice. He also comes with the ability Way of the Short Blade, which when he's leading a unit, any model in that unit makes an attack against targets within 9 inches, they get to add +1 to wound, which is very nice. He has Deep Strike. He is an epic hero. And he also gets the For the Greater Good ability. The only downside to bringing him is that you cannot include any ethereal units, or if you have an ethereal, you cannot include Commander Farsight. That same restriction was also in 8th and 9th edition, so that's not very new. The model is new from 8th. I believe this model came out in 9th edition. So that's the kind of stats for him. Take a close look at the model now. All right, so here we have Commander Farsight with his Dawnblade, some sigils, his nice tactical rock with some trees growing out of it, kind of Japanese cherry blossom trees. You've got his jetpacks there and back fins. So it looks very similar to an standard XV8 battlesuit. You can kind of see the similarities. Some differences here that you can kind of see on the top and on the sides there. And of course, some differences in the detailing. So normally you don't have these sort of rings sections for the arms. The arms on the standard crisis suits attach directly, but you can see here they're kind of slightly offset. I do wonder if it would have been better to leave those off and prime and paint the model and then attach the arms. That might have been better, but that's not what I did, as you can see. Dawnblade looks kind of like a Eldar sword from the Wraith Knights, I believe, but it also could be a Demon Blade. It's kind of, the lore is kind of bounced back and forth on that. You can see the Tau adornments here for the hilt, and then you've got these tassels here. Also have some tassels on this one, which looks a little Imperial, like the Imperium does. In my opinion, it looks kind of like one of their, a very long version of the seals you sometimes see on Space. It looks like a very long version of some of the seals you see on Space Marines, but I think it's just supposed to be tassels. He also has a small knife here. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to do, other than be symbolic as the bonding ritual. There are some odd gaps in the, well, not really odd, but there's some odd spots where it looks like it should have had something else to go over it. Like here on the foot, where you've got this kind of hole in the leg there. Then you've got these two, which look more like weight reductions, but this one looks like it might be supposed to have something else attached to it. There were no extra pieces in the box, so it's not like I left something off. We have his jetpacks here, which look kind of like the Cold Star, but slightly more fins than you would get on those. And then you also have his 3 back fins here as well. It is a modification to the standard XV8 battlesuit, so you do get some differences. It would be cool if this was the kind of style, if they updated them to build more like this suit as like an updated version of the battlesuit sculpt. But I believe that sculpt came out in like 2013 or something, so it's really not that old. This is just a little sleeker looking, which is my preference. You do have, I believe this is called the Emblem of Arthas Moloch, which used to give him an ability. I don't believe it exists anymore, but I'd have to double check. One thing I wanted to point out is here on the shoulders, because the arms don't attach, you build these rings that kind of attach to the back there and give like a section for the ball joint to attach here. I had some trouble. I don't know. Yeah, you can see there on the bottom where there's that gap where it didn't actually attach correctly. I had that problem on both of them. This one I was able to fix, but you can still see that seam is not quite flush. The top is okay on both of them, but that bottom section just didn't line up right for me, which is a little odd. I also had a little difficulty getting the torso to sit on the legs, which actually would be easier to show on the manual. Yeah, so this section I had some difficulty getting this to fit. It really did not want to go. And when it went, it was almost push fit on how tight it was. But, and then, yeah, where are the arms? Yeah, and building these arms was a little difficult. These pieces did not really want to line up super well, but it went okay. The jetpacks do have like a set position. You don't have to worry about them rotating on you when you put them on. The back piece, I don't know if there's a good picture of it. The back piece here where they attach actually has a shape to it, so it kind of sits them in the particular position. So you don't have to worry about them like twisting on you as your model's drying from the glue, because they are a little heavy. So I was a little concerned about that, but that is not the case. You also get a set of decals for this as well. Well, that is Commander Farsight, and that's all I have for you today. I will catch you next week with another video.